welcome. So, let's be honest. You're probably here because there's something you know you should be doing, but for whatever reason, you just aren't. Well, today, we're going to change that. We're going to rewire how your brain even approaches difficult tasks. And this isn't about just, simple productivity hacks. This is about understanding the deep science behind it all so you can fundamentally change your approach for good.
Okay, let's start with this, because this is the single biggest lie we tell ourselves. I'm just lazy. It's not true. Procrastination has almost nothing to do with your willpower or your discipline. It's actually a really old, primitive defense mechanism. It's a specific kind of fear that's messing with your goals, and you probably don't even realize it's happening.
So, what is this fear exactly? And how does it manage to hijack your brain so effectively? Well, to figure that out, we need to look at the wiring that's been programmed into us for millions of years. And trust me, understanding this part is the absolute key to taking back control. First up, let's completely unmask this laziness thing. We're going to look at a tiny, ancient part of your brain that's basically running the show, and we'll see why its main mission in life is to make you run away from your to-do list. Okay, so meet your amygdala. It's this little walnut-sized alarm system deep in your brain, and it has one job: keep you alive. Simple enough, right? Well, here's the problem. Your amygdala is kind of dumb. It can't tell the difference between facing a saber-toothed tiger and having to write a difficult email. To this ancient alarm, any uncertainty, any discomfort, any chance of failure feels like a life-or-death situation. So when you think about that tough task, your amygdala just freaks out. It starts screaming, "Danger! Run!" And what happens next is pretty wild. Your highly evolved, rational prefrontal cortex, the part that should know better, just blindly obeys the alarm. It then starts inventing these incredibly convincing excuses. "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I just need a little more research. I'm not feeling inspired right now." See, these aren't rational thoughts. They're rationalizations. They're just stories your brain tells you to justify the decision it already made, to escape the threat. But, fear is only half the story here. To really get why we procrastinate, we need to talk about the fuel that drives us forward, or in this case, doesn't. And that brings us to a little molecule you've definitely heard of, but maybe not quite like this: dopamine. Okay, this is so important. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. That's a huge myth. Dopamine is the chemical of motivation. It's the neurological gas in your tank that lets you pursue a goal, especially when it gets hard. It's literally the stuff that keeps you going. And this is where our modern world just completely messes with us. So you have two kinds of dopamine. Phasic dopamine is like a sugar rush for your brain. It's that quick, intense hit you get from a social media notification. It's addictive and it leaves you wanting more. But what you actually need for real work is tonic dopamine. Think of it like a slow-burning log in a fireplace, a steady, consistent source of fuel that lets you stay focused for hours. The problem is, our environment, with all its pings and alerts, trains our brain to crave those cheap phasic hits, and that completely sabotages our ability to get into that tonic flow state we need to make progress.
So we figured out the why, right? It's our brain's ancient fear response combined with a dopamine system that's totally hijacked. So from here on out, we're all about the how. How do we actually retrain this system? Well, it all starts with facing that fear head on.
I want you to try this. Seriously, right now. Think of that one thing you're avoiding. Now, ask yourself, and be honest, what's the real fear? Are you afraid of failing? Afraid of what people will think? Afraid you're not good enough? And then, the most important part, write it down. By hand. The physical act of writing it down actually pulls the fear out of your emotional, panic brain and puts it in front of your logical, rational brain. It turns this big, scary monster into something real, something you can actually deal with. Okay, once you've named the fear, we have to reframe it. Your brain is wired to avoid the short-term discomfort of starting. So we have to teach it to fear the massive long-term pain of regret even more. Just imagine yourself 6 months from now having done nothing. What did you miss out on? That feeling, that's what we need to tap into. We have to make procrastinating more painful than actually doing the work. Now that we've got the mental foundation in place, let's build out our toolkit. These are practical, science-backed strategies you can start using literally today to begin reprogramming your brain for action. First up, this one is a game changer, the imperfect minutes rule. All you have to do is commit to doing 2 minutes of absolutely terrible work. Seriously, the goal isn't quality, the goal is just to start. This works because the biggest hurdle is just getting started. We think we need motivation to act, but it's really the other way around. Action creates motivation. This little rule bypasses all your brain's perfectionist excuses and just gets the ball rolling.
Next, let's play the dopamine game. Your brain can't really focus on a million things, so just pick one hard thing for the day. Give yourself an artificial deadline. A little bit of controlled pressure actually helps, but here's the key. Decide on your reward before you even start, and it has to be an earned reward. You know, watching Netflix doesn't count if you were going to do that anyway. Make it something specific you'll only get if you finish. This gives your brain a real prize to look forward to, turning the chore into a challenge.
This next one is so critical. You are not stronger than your environment. Willpower is a limited resource, and if you try to fight temptation all day, you're going to lose. So, you have to engineer your space for success. Make the good stuff easy. Leave your work open on your desk. And make the bad stuff hard. Put your phone in another room. Make focus the path of least resistance.
A lot of the time, we're not procrastinating because we're lazy, we're procrastinating because we're confused. The task feels like this giant, scary monster. The solution? Clarity. Break it down into ridiculously small, concrete steps. Write a book is terrifying, but write one good title? You can do that. And this triggers a cool thing in your brain called the Zeigarnik effect. Basically, your brain hates open loops. Once you start that tiny little piece, your mind creates this tension that will literally push you to keep going just so it can close the loop.
Okay, finally, let's take this beyond just simple tips, because really beating procrastination for good isn't just about what you do, it's about who you decide to be. And this, right here, is the most powerful shift of all.
It's really this simple. Your identity is built by your actions. A writer is someone who writes. A fit person is someone who works out. Every single time you choose to act, despite the fear, despite the urge to delay, you are casting a vote for a new identity. You are literally strengthening the neural pathways of a person who follows through. Action isn't just a thing you do, it becomes who you are.
So the real battle isn't about finishing that one huge project. It's about what you do in this very next moment. It's a choice. You now understand the why, and you have the tools for how. The only question left is, who will you choose to be?